Ever get that creeping feeling America runs on a secret rulebook? Like a shadowy set of guidelines everyone else got, leaving you navigating a social minefield blindfolded? Yeah, you're not crazy. Today, we're exposing 101 of those hilarious, infuriating, and downright bizarre unwritten American rules. Break these, and you might just earn a lifetime supply of side-eyes and passive-aggressive sighs. Forget written laws. This is the chaos that truly governs us. Let's go. 1. Refusing to tip your waiter. In the States, that's not just rude, it's practically social treason. You've implicitly agreed to subsidize their existence with 20% or more, regardless of whether your water glass gathered dust. Skip the tip and prepare for glares usually reserved for people who kick puppies in public. Your soul is now stained. 2. Forget physics. American restaurants operate under the sacred bottomless refill doctrine for soda. Staff will replenish your sugary beverage until your kidneys file a restraining order. But dare ask for a second tea bag or another espresso shot? Suddenly, generosity evaporates faster than a politician's promise. Priorities, people. 3. No shoes, no shirt, no service. Sure, makes sense. But why is it plastered in 72-point font on every convenience store door like America is constantly under siege by rogue nudists? What exactly went down in aisle 3 involving bare feet and a Slurpee machine that necessitated this level of signage? 4. Youth soccer games adhere to the bizarre, everyone gets a trophy mandate. Win, lose, pick daisies in the outfield, doesn't matter. A gleaming plastic participation award awaits. Somewhere, a Spartan warrior weeps as little Timmy struggles to lift his trophy for showing up. The bar is officially subterranean. 5. The office donut box operates under a silent, savage code. Thou shalt carve the last donut into increasingly pathetic slivers to avoid the shame of taking the final piece. That sad, mutilated ring might look like it lost a duel, but hey, denying you ate the whole last donut feels like a moral victory, right? 6. Airline boarding. Governed by the mystical Gate -5 protocol. Active military, platinum frequent flyers, families wrestling octuplets, people with emotional support peacocks, and that guy who vaguely knows the pilot all board before you. By the time Zone 9 shuffles forward, the overhead bins are emptier than a philosopher's wallet. 7. Suburban homeowners associations wield tape measures like weapons, policing grass height with terrifying precision. Let your lawn grow a millimeter too tall and expect a passive-aggressive letter threatening fines large enough to require a second mortgage. Meanwhile, the HOA president's army of plastic flamingos enjoys diplomatic immunity. Totally fair. 8. Tailgating culture demands grilling meat at sunrise, regardless of a 4 p.m. kickoff. Somewhere, right now, a dad in cargo shorts is charring sausages at 6 a.m., insisting breakfast brats are essential. Coffee, please. Have a lukewarm light beer from this red Solo cup. It's tradition. 9. Dare to wear white after Labor Day? Prepare for the horrified gasps of fashion vigilante relatives across the nation, acting like you just wore socks with sandals to the Met Gala. Nobody knows why this arbitrary fabric curfew exists, yet violating it sparks debates more heated than Thanksgiving politics. 10. American diners follow the unwritten syrup constitution. Pancakes must be presented with a minimum of 4 sticky concoctions. Only use maple? The waitress looks personally betrayed. Wounded, you ignored her artisanal boysenberry reduction. Pro tip: dab each one, feign ecstasy, then drown everything in maple. Smiles restored. 11. The grocery checkout conveyor belt requires the ceremonial placing of the next customer divider. Forget this sacred ritual and watch existential dread ripple through the queue. Barcodes blur, identities crumble. It's just a plastic stick, but apparently, it's the fragile linchpin holding civilization together. 12. Movie theater seating is a free-for-all, except for the unspoken buffer seat rule. Americans instinctively leave one empty chair between strangers. Violate this sacred space in a half-empty theater and witness instant, palpable awkwardness. Personal space is measured in armrests here. 13. College finals week births the bizarre ritual of midnight breakfast. At 12:01 a.m., sleep-deprived students fueled by panic and energy drinks queue for free. Lukewarm pancakes served by equally exhausted cafeteria staff. Everyone pretends this carb-loading seance will magically improve exam scores. Spoiler, it won't. 14. The office coffee pot abides by a single cruel law: kill the Joe, make some mo. This results in elaborate schemes to leave precisely 0.01 ounces in the carafe, technically absolving oneself of brewing duty. These caffeine cowards then vanish, leaving the next victim to face the empty pot of despair. 15. In the peculiar ballet of American small talk, "How are you?" is not a question seeking information. It's a verbal handshake. The only acceptable reply is a breezy, "Good, you." Dare to offer genuine emotional depth, and watch the asker's eyes glaze over in sheer panic. Save the real talk for your therapist, pal. 16. Theme park rides universally exit through a gift shop maze designed by sadists. It's a gauntlet of overpriced plush toys and souvenir keychains where cartoon mascots stare judgmentally until you buy a $40 t-shirt. You can escape, eventually, but not before questioning all your life choices. 17. High school pep rallies operate on strict, unspoken rules of performative enthusiasm. Freshmen scream until their voices crack. Sophomores perfect the art of ironic detachment. Juniors chant inside jokes. Seniors visibly calculate the minutes until freedom. Teachers call it school spirit. Students suspect it's a social experiment. 18. Sit down at any U.S. restaurant and ice water appears faster than a speeding ticket. But request tap water, no ice? The server freezes, processing this anomaly like you asked for unicorn tears. Ice isn't just preferred, it's practically a constitutional right. Resistance is futile. 19. Bookstore cafes enforce the squatter's latte tax. To justify occupying a table with your laptop for 3 hours, you must purchase at least one $7 beverage per 60 minutes. Miss your payment window, and the barista deploys the silent judgment stare, a look that could curdle milk. 20. The 4th of July parade demands citizens claim prime sidewalk real estate at dawn. Families deploy lawn chairs and caution tape like pioneers staking land claims. Arrive after 7 a.m.? Enjoy the view from behind a guy dressed as Uncle Sam on stilts, sweating profusely. Freedom isn't free, and neither is a good parade spot. 21. Upscale gyms possess a towel etiquette more complex than international diplomacy. Use the small face towel below the waist. Prepare for silent shunning. Drop a sweat-soaked rag? A trainer materializes instantly, wielding disinfectant like an exorcist banishing demons. Hygiene theater is serious business. 22. Middle school classrooms universally enforce the "no backpacks in aisles" decree, despite desks seemingly designed for Lilliputians. Students become masters of backpack Jenga, while teachers patrol with the stern vigilance of air marshals ensuring tray tables are stowed. Safety first, even if your textbook is crushing your spleen. 23. Sports bars operate under the jukebox dictatorship clause. If the local team is playing, your carefully curated playlist is automatically overridden by generic stadium rock. Attempt to play anything remotely subtle during the game, and the bartender might just pull the plug, citing the unwritten bylaws of fanatical devotion. 24. American wedding receptions feature a bizarre culinary caste system. Adults get the filet mignon or sad salmon option. Kids get beige chicken fingers of questionable origin. Vegetarians? They get to hunt through the iceberg lettuce salad bar. Everyone pretends this is fine while plotting a raid on the dessert table. 25. The college dorm mini-fridge operates under brutal communal law. Label your food meticulously, or it becomes fair game for anyone with midnight munchies. Forget to Sharpie your name on that leftover pizza, and it vanishes into the abyss. Leave a passive-aggressive note? Prepare for a fridge door Cold War. 26. Disneyland enforces a strict no adult costumes policy. Apparently, Mickey Mouse can tolerate screaming toddlers melting down over churros, but draws the line at a 6'4" dude dressed as goofy photobombing tourists. The magic must be preserved, even if it means crushing your cosplay dreams. Capitalism with ears. 27. Supermarket self-checkouts demand you bag your own groceries, yet scream, "Unexpected item in bagging area," if you breathe too hard. This summons a red-vested employee who eyes you suspiciously, as if you just tried to smuggle a watermelon disguised as a grape. We trust you with this scanner, but not that much. 28. The backyard barbecue host requires mandatory compliments on their secret marinade or spice rub, even if it tastes suspiciously like bottled sauce in desperation. Fail to offer sufficient praise, and you'll be relegated to bringing potato salad next time, the ultimate potluck punishment. 29. Casual Friday in American offices remains an enigma wrapped in questionable denim. Jeans are usually okay. Shorts? Maybe if they're long enough to be classified as shants. Show up in actual pajamas, and HR circulates a memo so polite it could negotiate world peace, yet somehow you still feel judged. 30. The ritual of clapping when the airplane lands persists, baffling international travelers. It usually starts with one brave soul, spreads like a contagion, and suddenly you're part of an impromptu celebration for surviving a perfectly routine flight. Is it relief? Gratitude? Mass delusion? Who knows, but you made it. Okay, we're only at 30, and my brain is already starting to question reality. If you think these are weird, just wait. The rabbit hole of American social oddities goes deeper and gets way stranger. Hit that like button if you've personally fallen victim to at least 5 of these unwritten rules. 31. America's obsession with drive-thrus borders on performance art. Coffee, prescriptions, banking, even dry cleaning. All achievable without exiting your climate-controlled bubble. Some people probably attend drive-thru weddings. Why walk when you can idle? Fresh air is clearly overrated. 32. Senior Skip Day is a baffling high school tradition where 12th graders collectively vanish, pretending it's a sanctioned holiday. Teachers feign ignorance, administrators look the other way, and students flood beaches for awkward, sunburnt selfies. It's a rite of passage fueled by cheap sunglasses and the thrill of minor rebellion. 33. The suburban yard sale is governed by ruthless, unspoken rules. Show up at 6 a.m. sharp to haggle over chipped mugs and VHS tapes. Offer a quarter for a dusty lamp. Act personally offended when rejected. It's a bizarre weekend ritual blending bargain, hunting with neighborhood voyeurism. 34. Children's birthday parties mandate the pin the tail on the donkey ceremony. Blindfolded adults stumble around, jabbing vaguely in the direction of a paper equine's posterior, while onlookers offer unhelpful advice. Why this specific anatomical quest persists remains one of life's great mysteries. 35. American brunch requires a minimum 15-minute menu dissection performed aloud. Each item, from avocado toast variations to bottomless mimosa implications, must be debated with the gravity of a Supreme Court hearing. By the time orders are placed, it's practically lunchtime, but skipping this ritual brands you a brunch heathen. 36. Movie sequel addiction is an unwritten national policy. If a film makes money, expect sequels, prequels, spin-offs, and reboots until the franchise collapses under its own weight. Critics may weep, but audiences dutifully line up for Fast and Furious 27, Grandpa Drift. Because apparently, originality is optional. 37. The motel ice machine ritual. Grab the flimsy plastic bucket, navigate sticky hallway carpets, wrestle with the lever dispensing cloudy cubes, inevitably spill half on the floor, and return triumphant, feeling like you've conquered Everest for the sake of a lukewarm soda. It's a tiny, depressing adventure. 38. Requesting no salt on your fries at a fast food joint causes a ripple in the matrix. The cashier stares, momentarily confused, as if you've asked for fries made of antimatter. They might comply, but expect a suspicious side-eye, perhaps fearing you're part of an underground anti-sodium movement. 39. The office microwave adheres to the unspoken "thou shalt not nuke fish" commandment. Violate this sacred trust, and the break room air becomes a toxic biohazard zone for hours. Expect passive-aggressive notes, Febreze ambushes, and eternal judgment from colleagues who just wanted to heat their sad desk salad. 40. Family leftovers operate on a forced gifting protocol. The host must insist guests take home Tupperware containers bulging with questionable casserole. Guests politely decline, hosts persist. A delicate dance of feigned resistance ensues until someone caves. It's not generosity. It's strategic fridge clearing. 41. The workplace. Birthday cake obligation dictates that someone must bring a sheet cake for every birthday, leading to a perpetual sugar coma by Q3. Declining a slice is seen as rejecting team unity itself. You will eat the fluorescent frosting, and you will pretend to enjoy it. Morale depends on it. 42. Road trip bathroom breaks are governed by iron-fisted scheduling. The driver declares, "Next stop in 100 miles," and that's final, regardless of bladder capacity or urgent toddler please. It's a test of endurance disguised as efficient travel planning. Suffering builds character, apparently. 43. Pizza Friday. In American schools elevates lukewarm, geometrically questionable pizza slices to near-mythical status. Children cheer as if Gordon Ramsay himself prepared the meal. The cheese may possess the texture of vulcanized rubber, but tradition trumps taste buds every single time. Do not question Pizza Friday. 44. Dipping buffalo wings in ketchup at a sports bar is a culinary war crime. A hush falls over the crowd. The bartender may politely inquire about your sanity. Ranch or blue cheese are the only legally sanctioned dipping sauces. Violators will be judged silently, harshly, and possibly refuse service next time. 45. Potluck mac and cheese is subject to a strict hierarchy. Baked with a crispy top? You're a culinary deity. Added bacon or truffle oil. Prepare for worship. Arrive with a box mix untouched by human creativity. You might as well have brought shame casserole. The judgment is swift and brutal. 46. The suburban bug zapper serenade is a cherished evening pastime. Families gather on patios, mesmerized by the electric blue glow and the satisfying zap of insects meeting their demise. It's strangely hypnotic, like a tiny morbid fireworks display. Nature's little horror show. 47. Ugly sweater parties have become a mandatory holiday ritual. The goal: find the most offensively hideous knitwear imaginable, preferably featuring blinking LEDs or 3D reindeer. Sincerity is forbidden. Ironic appreciation is key. The uglier the sweater, the louder the praise. It's competitive tackiness. 48. The annual invasion of office fantasy football transforms mild-mannered colleagues into obsessive armchair general managers. Meetings derail into debates about waiver wire strategy. Productivity plummets. If you don't participate, you become socially invisible until February. Choose your allegiance wisely. 49. Fortune cookies demand the addition of "in bed" to whatever vaguely prophetic phrase lies within. It's a juvenile, yet irresistible tradition. Otherwise, stoic adults dissolve into giggles reading, "You will achieve great things in bed." Some rules are just too stupidly fun to break. 50. Gender reveal parties have escalated into an arms race of explosive creativity. Forget cutting a cake. Now it involves colored smoke bombs, confetti cannons, or even alligator participation. Neighbors watch nervously, hoping the celebratory pyrotechnics don't ignite their prize-winning petunias. When did procreation require pyrotechnics? 51. Summer camp requires mandatory participation in campfire sing-alongs, usually involving off-key renditions of songs with questionable origins. Counselors lead with forced enthusiasm, while kids mumble lyrics and swat mosquitoes. Everyone applauds, pretending it wasn't auditory torture. Team spirit, allegedly. 52. The archaic birthday spankings tradition still lurks in some corners of America. Classmates administer one gentle swat for each year, plus one to grow on. Adults assure everyone it's harmless fun, while the birthday kid awkwardly endures this bizarre ritual of communal posterior percussion. Progress is slow. 53. New York-style pizza demands the fold hold. Eating a large floppy slice flat, or God forbid, with a knife and fork is sacrilege. Locals will silently judge your technique, possibly revoking your honorary New Yorker status. Fold it, point it, eat it. That's the law. 54. Office dishwashers host the unloading standoff. A full, clean dishwasher sits for days, a monument to collective avoidance. Passive-aggressive notes appear. Someone finally snaps, unloading with theatrical sighs, securing martyrdom status until the next cycle begins. It's a silent, soapy war of attrition. 55. Fruitcake operates under the eternal regifting clause. Dense, mysterious loaves appear during the holidays, only to be subtly passed along to unsuspecting relatives or coworkers. This cycle continues indefinitely. Some fruitcakes are rumored to be decades old, circulating like edible chain letters of doom. 56. Ordering extra mild wings at a sports bar short-circuits the server's brain. So, just plain? They might stammer, baffled by this rejection of capsaicin-fueled suffering. America generally believes flavor requires pain. Requesting the absence of heat is culinary heresy. 57. Roadside billboards form a bizarre tapestry of American desires. Jesus, fireworks, adult bookstores, and alligator jerky often side by side. The unspoken road trip game is spotting the most jarringly inappropriate juxtaposition. Finding a billboard for a taxidermist next to a petting zoo? Peak Americana. 58. College fraternity. Rush Week involves rituals so strange they defy logical explanation. Potential members endure tests of endurance, questionable scavenger hunts, and forced bonding activities. Participants swear it builds lifelong brotherhood. Outsiders suspect it's just an excuse to wear togas on a Tuesday. 59. Every American beach features at least one metal detector enthusiast, patiently combing the sand for lost treasures, mostly bottle caps and sadness. They are a silent, stoic fixture, their rhythmic beeping a soothing counterpoint to crashing waves and screaming children. We salute their optimism. 60. The superstition against opening umbrellas indoors is deeply ingrained. Do it, and someone will gasp, predicting imminent doom, or at least a stubbed toe. The origins are murky, but the fear is palpable. Keep that canopy collapsed until you cross the threshold, lest you unleash domestic chaos. 61. The Big Gulp and its colossal soda brethren represent an American commitment to extreme hydration, or dehydration, depending on the sugar content. Cups the size of small buckets are standard. If your beverage doesn't require 2 hands and pose a bladder challenge, are you even thirsty? 62. Cocktail party etiquette demands feigned fascination when someone recounts their life-changing volunteer trip abroad. Nod intently, murmur, "Wow, that's amazing," and resist the urge to check your watch. Failure to perform adequate admiration results in being branded shallow or, worse, uninspired. 63. Chain steakhouses offer portion sizes that challenge anatomical limits. The petite, 12 Oz, the regular, 24 Oz, and the Do You Have a Death Wish, 48 Oz. Ordering anything less than a small cow's worth draws confused glances, as if you fundamentally misunderstood the concept of dinner. Moderation is for communists. 64. Baseball games feature bizarre mid-inning rituals, T-shirt cannons firing into crowds, mascots engaging in mock battles, and the collective singing of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." It's a chaotic blend of sport and circus, designed to keep fans entertained even when the score is depressing. Peanuts and existential dread sold separately. 65. The porch pirate phenomenon is a uniquely American suburban drama. Online shopping addiction meets opportunistic theft. Homeowners install doorbell cameras, capture grainy footage of someone snatching their Amazon package, and post it online with outraged captions. It's a digital spectator sport of minor crime and public shaming. 66. New iPhone releases trigger ritualistic sidewalk camping. Devotees queue for days, braving elements and boredom, fueled by power banks and the promise of marginal upgrades. The unspoken rule: the longer you suffer, the greater your tech credibility. It's a bizarre pilgrimage to the altar of Apple. 67. Autumn unleashes the pumpkin spice industrial complex. Everything, coffee, candles, air fresheners, dog biscuits, must be infused with the scent of synthetic gourd and nutmeg. Express indifference, and people react as if you've insulted their firstborn. Resistance is futile. Embrace the orange haze. 68. Black Friday transforms mild-mannered shoppers into bargain-hunting gladiators. Pitching tents outside stores, stampeding at dawn, wrestling over discounted electronics. It's consumerism as a contact sport. Everyone complains, yet everyone participates. The savings are mythical, the chaos is mandatory. 69. The BYOB, bring your own beverage. Rule at casual gatherings creates a paradox. Guests arrive laden with craft beers and obscure seltzers, ostensibly to share. In reality, everyone guards their stash like a paranoid squirrel, only offering trades under extreme duress or advanced intoxication. Generosity has limits. 70. Bachelorette parties require the bride-to-be to wear a cheap plastic tiara and a sash, while her squad dons matching shirts and navigates bars like a glittery swarm. Embarrassing dares, questionable cocktails, and off-key karaoke are non-negotiable. It's a rite of passage fueled by cheap Prosecco and impending nuptials. 71. The distant, haunting jingle of an ice cream truck triggers Pavlovian responses in entire neighborhoods. Children materialize from nowhere, parents fumble for cash, and diets are instantly forgotten. Missing the truck's brief window results in inconsolable despair and vows to be faster next time. It's primal. 72. Corporate networking events are governed by the complex art of the handshake. Too firm? Aggressive? Too limp? Weak. Add the variables of eye contact duration, name tag scanning, and business card exchange timing, and you have a silent, high-stakes competition where everyone is judged and few truly excel. 73. Americans possess an insatiable curiosity about strangers' surnames, often launching into impromptu genealogical investigations. O'Malley, you must be Irish. Decline to confirm your ancestral potato famine connection, and they look crestfallen. A clear ethnic narrative is preferred, ideally involving a Ellis Island anecdote. 74. Public restroom stall doors in the U.S. feature bafflingly large gaps at the top, bottom, and sides, offering glimpses of shoes, ankles, and profound vulnerability. The unwritten rule is to maintain intense eye contact with the floor tiles and pretend complete sensory deprivation. Privacy is merely a suggestion here. 75. Halloween transforms pets into unwilling fashion models. Dogs become hot dogs, cats become lions, guinea pigs become tiny pirates. Owners parade their costumed companions in contests, judged with absurd gravity. The animals endure this humiliation stoically, dreaming of treats and the sweet release of November 1st. 76. Sneezing in public triggers an involuntary chorus of "bless you" from surrounding strangers. It's an automatic, almost robotic response. Fail to offer the blessing, and you risk being perceived as a soulless monster. It's less about religion, more about adhering to a bizarrely persistent social script. 77. Red Solo cups are the undisputed kings of American casual gatherings. They serve as drinkware, impromptu drums, beer pong targets, and disposable canvases for drunken Sharpie art. Using actual glassware at a barbecue is considered suspiciously formal, possibly even pretentious. Embrace the crimson plastic. 78. Funeral receptions often feature a staggering amount of mayonnaise-based salads. Potato salad, macaroni salad, ambrosia salad, if you're unlucky. It's comfort food by volume, operating on the principle that grief is best absorbed by carbohydrates suspended in creamy dressing. A potluck of sorrow. 79. Birthday candle etiquette is strict. Make a wish, silently. Inhale deeply and extinguish all flames in a single, mighty puff. Leave one flickering survivor, and your wish is null and void, lost to bureaucratic incompetence in the wish department. Guests applaud your lung capacity regardless. 80. High school yearbooks become sacred texts in the final weeks of school, passed around for frantic autograph sessions. Cryptic messages like "stay cool" and "hags" fill the margins. The unspoken goal: collect as many signatures as possible, proving your social relevance via ink density. Future historians will be baffled. 81. Weather is the universal lubricant for awkward American conversations. Complain about the heat, marvel at the rain, speculate about snow. It's a safe harbor where opinions rarely clash. Master the art of meteorological small talk, and you can survive any elevator ride or checkout line encounter. 82. The fist bump taught handshake. Ambiguity creates daily moments of micro-panic. Offer a hand, receive a fist. Offer a fist, receive an open palm. The resulting awkward half gesture is a uniquely American social fumble. Success requires reading intentions in milliseconds, like a conversational ninja. 83. Every American kitchen contains the bag of bags, a chaotic nesting doll system where plastic grocery bags are crammed into one larger bag. Its purpose? Theoretically, for reuse. In reality, to breed guilt and take up valuable cabinet space until the end of time. It cannot be defeated. 84. Car dealerships mark each sale with a loud gong or bell, startling everyone within earshot. The buyer poses awkwardly with an oversized novelty key, simulating joy while contemplating future payments. It's a bizarre ritual celebrating the transfer of debt, set to the soundtrack of forced jubilation. 85. The phrase "I'm good" is a masterclass in American ambiguity, typically meaning "no, thank you." Offer someone more coffee? I'm good. Need help carrying that? I'm good. Use this phrase abroad, and you might receive concerned inquiries about your well-being instead of polite refusal. Context is everything. 86. Liquor store clerks are legally obligated to card anyone who looks potentially younger than Methuselah. Expect to show ID even if you have visible grandchildren, and remember the Carter administration vividly. It's not about logic. It's about liability and the quiet absurdity of proving you're old enough to buy cheap vodka. 87. College alumni cling to their university hoodies years, even decades after graduating, wearing them like badges of eternal youth. Spotting someone with the same school logo triggers an instant, almost tribal bond, overriding all other social divisions. "Go team!" they'll shout, momentarily forgetting they now have mortgages. 88. Owning a pickup truck makes you an involuntary member of the friend moving service. Expect weekend texts. "Hey, you busy Saturday?" Translation: sacrifice your day and spinal health to haul my particle board furniture, fueled only by stale pizza and vague promises of future favors. Resistance is futile. 89. Children's lemonade stands are wholesome symbols of youthful entrepreneurship. Until a local zoning official demands permits and health inspections. Suddenly, a 7-year-old's 50 cents a cup operation becomes a bureaucratic battleground, sparking neighborhood outrage and inevitable GoFundMe campaigns. Capitalism for kids is complicated. 90. Splitting the check. In large groups descends into a mathematical nightmare. Apps are consulted, Venmo requests fly, and someone inevitably throws extra cash into the pot just to end the collective suffering. The server watches this financial Hunger Games with the weary resignation of a seasoned veteran. 91. Restaurant bread baskets are a test of willpower. America consistently fails. Warm rolls arrive, ostensibly as a prelude to the meal. In reality, they are devoured with primal urgency before appetizers even appear. Seconds are requested, consumed, and then everyone complains about being too full for their actual entrees. Predictable, yet unavoidable. 92. Tip jars have metastasized, appearing at every conceivable point of sale, even self-checkout kiosks. A screen prompts, add 18%, 20%, or 25% tip for pouring your own drip coffee. The cashier observes. The line observes. Decline and feel the silent weight of societal judgment for your perceived stinginess. It's digital panhandling with guilt. 93. Beach territory is claimed with the ferocity of pioneers settling the West. Families establish complex perimeters using towels, coolers, and strategically deployed beach umbrellas. Encroach on this sandy sovereign nation and expect polite but firm passive aggression. Personal space extends approximately 10 feet in all directions. 94. Wedding rehearsal dinners are ostensibly for practicing the ceremony. In truth, they are preemptive strikes of speeches, toasts, and awkward family mingling, lubricated by alcohol. Everyone vows an early night. Everyone lies. The real rehearsal is for the hangover. 95. High school graduations feature deafening air horn blasts accompanying each graduate's name. Contraband beach balls bounce through the crowd. It's less a solemn academic achievement ceremony, more a chaotic celebration of escaping compulsory education. Survival is the true diploma. 96. Elaborate promposals have become a high school arms race. Forget simply asking someone to prom. Now it requires flash mobs, custom banners, rented livestock, or skywriting. The pressure is immense. Acceptance is expected. Refusal risks viral infamy. Romance is now performance art. 97. Senior portraits require teens to pose awkwardly in nature, often leaning against barns, hay bales, or railroad tracks. Highly illegal, universally ignored. The goal is to convey rustic authenticity, even if their natural habitat is a suburban mall. The resulting photos grace mantles for decades, testaments to filtered reality. 98. Engagement photos must feature the ring prominently displayed, ideally balanced on something symbolic like a seashell or a pumpkin. Social media demands this visual proof. Likes and congratulatory comments pour in, while friends discreetly zoom in to analyze carat size and clarity. Love is grand, but sparkle gets clicks. 99. Office holiday. Decorating contests escalate yearly. Cubicles transform into winter wonderlands of tinsel, blinking lights, and inflatable snowmen that violate fire codes. Management feigns concern while secretly judging who best captured the spirit of competitive festivity and deserves the $10 Starbucks card. 100. Mall Santas endure an annual siege. Lines snake for hours. Parents bribe toddlers with promises of future toys, and Santa maintains unwavering jolly composure despite sticky fingers, impossible wish lists, and the existential dread of hearing the same Mariah Carey song for the 800th time. His beard hides the pain. 101. The 4th of July transforms quiet neighborhoods into amateur war zones. Backyard fireworks displays begin in June and peak in a week-long crescendo of bangs, whistles, and explosions that rattle windows and terrify pets. The unspoken agreement: endure the chaos, because Murica. Sleep is for the unpatriotic. All right, 101 ways America's weird, unwritten rulebook secretly runs your life. How many did you recognize? Which one makes your blood boil the most? Don't be shy. Unleash your fury in the comments. Tell me which rule you break with pride, or defend the ones you think are secretly genius. Especially you plain clappers, I dare you to justify yourselves. Hit that subscribe button, because if you thought this was strange, you haven't seen anything yet. Stick around, or risk getting judged by the rest of us who did get the memo. You've been warned.